Hi guys! Today I've got a big pile of yams and we're going to cook them for dinner. And David said I should show you how we do that. So we got our big pile of yams and I rigged up this table outside because you can see that these things, even though David brushed them off outside, they still have a lot of dirt on them. So I said I wanted a table out here near the hose. Kind of think like something you might want if you were scaling fish. That's what I was thinking of. You know, you want to leave all the dirt outside, not in the kitchen. So I'm much more likely to want to do this if I don't have to bring all the dirt into the kitchen. So I'm going to hose off each yam and then cut the ends off, peel them, and make sure they're good and rinsed and chopped, and then I'll take them into the kitchen and I'll show you how we do that. So you can see this end is sort of dried out just from being out of the ground, so I'm just going to cut that off. And the beauty about doing this outside is, shoo! Hopefully that doesn't bother any of you. I guess if it does, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. This part is the part that you can replant. It's sort of, see how it's sort of gnarly looking and they've got some roots coming out. It would be a pain to peel because it's so kind of twisty. This is the part that you were going to want to replant. And David would have to explain to you how to do that because I can't remember. So that I'm just going to set over here. This part, you can see all this dirt, lovely. Okay, so now we have it like this. So what I do from here is I'm going to probably cut it like into, let's say, 3 parts. 3 pieces like that. And then just cut straight down to remove the skin. So at this point I've got them chopped into like hunks. So I'm going to give them a quick rinse. Get as much of the dirt off as I can, but I'm not going to put them in my cooking bowl just yet, my cooking pot. Just right in here, and we'll give them a second rinse later, just to make sure. Now, if you've seen any of the other videos that we've done on chopping up yams, you'll see that I've worn big rubber gloves when I'm cutting them up. And that's because yams are high in oxalic acids right under their skin. And you'll feel that they're kind of a little slimy. That goes away after you cook them. But the oxalic acid under the skin can really irritate your skin sometimes. I've had them really, the first time I did it, it was very surprising, and it was so itchy, and I didn't know that they had a high oxalic acid content right there, and it was so itchy, and it drove me nuts the whole rest of the night. And then I got gloves, and I would chop them with gloves, and it's not a big deal. And I found that sometimes they're more irritating than others, and I do have gloves, but they're kind of annoying. So I will go and put them on if this starts to irritate me. The last ones I did, I forgot to wear gloves, and it didn't really bother me. So we're just going to play it by ear. These yams are not irritating my skin, so that's always good. I think also if you're careful to keep a lot of water running, So you're rinsing that oxalic acid off your hands during the whole process. I think it seems to help as well. Whee! And so you can see, you know, like this part from here up would be the part that you would want to plant. I don't really know how to describe that to you. So I'm just going to show you from about there or so. What is that? Like three or so, three and a half, 4 inches of the top. That's what we can replant. And you really don't want to eat it. It's going to be like sort of woody. It's not going to be tasty. So we're just going to cut that off. Put it aside. We're going to boil these yams and then mash them with some cheese and Worcestershire sauce and what else do we like to put in? Garlic. They're really, really good this way. Butter, lots of butter. And whatever else strikes our fancy when we get to taste it. Salt. They like a lot of salt. I think that they require more salt than white potatoes. But it would be interesting to see if someone disagrees with me. So that's our current, I guess, favorite thing to do with the yams is to mash them and eat them similarly to mashed potatoes. But you know what? It's kind of funny. I find that some people, you know, if I say it's mashed potatoes or it's like mashed potatoes, they're like, okay, no problem. See, that's why the way I would be. But then some people are like, okay, it's like mashed potatoes, and they go to eat it and it's not exactly mashed potatoes, and they don't like it because they're expecting mashed potatoes. So now I just say, you know, it's mashed yams, and it's different. You know, it's going to be different from what you're probably expecting. But for so many years, I was failing on the food experimenting because I was like, oh, it's like XYZ, and then they eat it and they don't like it because they were expecting XYZ. So now I have to come up with a new inventive name for everything, and then they're much more likely to eat it. This one I started to cut, and my knife does not want to go through it. It is very hard and like woody, so that tells us that it is not going to taste very good. It's older. It was in the ground for, I don't know, longer than some of the other ones. And so we are not going to cook it, because if we did and then we mash these, it's not going to mash. It's going to be hard, and it's just not going to taste very good. So I'm just going to kind of set it over here. Whee! If you don't say "we," it doesn't count. So just so you know, you got to do that. Next. If you live in Florida and you have sand, it's not going to be this muddy, and it's going to be super easy to dig. To dig them out of the ground. They were pretty sandy though in Florida. They do like to hold on to whatever they're planted in, and I would still do it outside. In fact, I have still done it outside in Florida. At this point, I'm done chopping up all my yams. These are the parts that can be replanted, and I'm going to rinse them one more time just to make sure I get the dirt off, as much of that dirt as possible. So I'm just going to fill the bowl with water, swish them around, and put them in my pot. I'm going to take them inside and put in enough water to just cover them and boil them, bring them up to a boil them for maybe like 20 minutes or so till they're soft, just like you would with a potato that you were going to mash. Then I'll drain them, mash them, and season them up with, like I said, cheese, Worcestershire, garlic powder, lots of butter and salt, and anything else that strikes your fancy. And that's it. So be sure to do all those other things that all the other YouTubers and David tell you to do, because I can't remember what, like and subscribe and ring the bell thingy and whatever. Anything else they tell you to do those. Thanks. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green.
I went to see David. David the
R to the G. Oxalic acid representing. A mashed potato is like a mashed yam. Whatever I gotta say to tell my fam. Whatever gets you to eat my cooking. Yes, I know they ain't good looking. I'll tell you straight, 'cause I'm a mother. Anything's good if you add enough butter. So there you go, I had to show. You had to prep yams and now you know. Wash the roots, take off the skin, wash them again and chop them in cubes small enough that they'll cook fast. 20 minutes until they smash. Soft, just like cooking a potato. Spuds again? Well, there you go. Just know they're close. Put that in your file. Gotta run now, time to skin another pile. At least the children won't lack for dinner. Though I may have to grab a couple more skinners.